Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my 1,000 in singles here. I already went through them and I'm going to show you what I pulled. Before I do that, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. First of all, a lot of people are saying, and I've said in the past, don't forget to check Coinstar. Well, I checked Coinstar and I found this. It's a 20-cent Grodzki. It's I know it's a Polish coin. I know that much. It's from Poland, and it's got 20 on it. But when I flip it or when I drop it, I know it has no silver value at all. It's a 2001, so it's clearly not a precious metal. But it is something I did find in a Coinstar. Don't know what to do with it. So there it is. That's my 20-cent Polish coin that I found. All right. Now, in the past, I talked about other hints such as buying junk silver. Now, maybe I am just the luckiest guy on the planet, but in front of me here, I just have some of the junk silver that I bought. Now, junk silver, if you go to a coin shop, ask for junk silver, they're going to show you all of their pre-1964, 1964 and older coins, and they're going to sell it to you at a certain amount times face value. Well, I specifically grabbed 10 dimes so that I have $1 face value. And I will tell you that over the course of the last 10 months or so, I have never, ever paid more than 12 and a half times face value. Okay, I've paid a lot less than that in some instances. So even if we look at 12 and a half times face value, that means these 10 coins at my maximum purchase price would have cost me $12.50. Now, I'm not going to zoom in on them all because I got the camera set up just the way that I like it, but I do have them in order by year. And if I start with this one here, this is the newest coin in the bunch, and it is a 1916 Barber, and it has an S mint mark. Okay, no, it's not perfect, but I know what the coin is. I know the date. I can read all the letters. Is it dirty? Yeah. Is it worn? Yeah. But you know something? It's identifiable. I mean, if I go on this side here, I've got, what is this? This is a 1908 Barber. And if I flip this one, this one is a D mint mark. Okay? These were all junk coins. Like I said, I paid no more than $12.50 for all of these combined. Here's another. This one is worn pretty well, once again, but it's obviously a 1907. And this one's got an S mint mark. I think the oldest one in the bunch here is this one right here. This is a 1900. No mark on this one if I remember right. But anyway, $12.50. That's what I paid for these silver coins. This is why I do not collect coins. I collect silver, but I don't collect coins. And the reason I don't really collect coins has to do with, we'll call it the Red Book. You guys are all familiar with the Red Book. This one's 2020. I've got one from 2016 as well. The prices don't change very much in these from year to year, so you don't have to buy one every year. As long as you have one, you're in good shape. And this one here shows Barber or Liberty Head dimes. Now, there's a very clear description. G4 is good. Date and letters plain. Liberty obliterated. That's G4, okay? So basically, they're saying if you can identify the coin and there's not a chunk missing out of the thing, it's a G4. I'm sure there's lesser grades. I'm sure there's got to be, poor and fair and all that. But G4, date and letters are plain. Every coin I just showed you has date and letters plain. Now, so let's look at G4. Let's look here. I mean, $7. I mean, some of these, yes, obviously there's $140, but I'm not looking at the high prices. I'm looking at G4 and the lowest prices that I can find. $4, $4, $4, $4, $4. If I turn the page, there's a whole list of them. What's the lowest price you see? $4, $4, $4, $4, $4. Those are the lowest prices you'll find. And yes, there's a spattering of coins in there that are worth more than $4. But that's not my point. My point is that based on what the Red Book says for condition, the cheapest any of these coins are worth would be $4. And I have 10 of them. Basic math tells you that I have $40 worth of Barber dimes. which I paid $12.50 for, from a coin dealer. Think about that. Why is a coin dealer, a person who makes their living selling coins for their value, selling me stuff like this at silver value? Some of these may even be higher than a 4. I don't know. I don't know how to grade coins, but something is off with that picture. Like I said, maybe I'm just the luckiest guy in town. Maybe I live in the sweet spot and I'm able to pick up steals like this. But yeah, $12.50 got me all of these, and probably less because price of silver has been going up. It was last week I paid $12.50, so I can only imagine what I'm going to pay this week when I go and pick up some. But I'm sure it's not going to be $13. But anyway, even if it is $13, that means I would have paid $13 for these coins that the book says are worth $40. So I don't get it. I don't understand. If anybody wants to help me out with that, I would love to hear what you had to say. All right, let's get to the stuff that you're really here for. I've got my 1,000 and singles. I've got my strap search finds. This first one, I never really pointed out one of these before because to me they're not a big deal, but to some people they are, and I'm not even sure if they should be. And what you'll notice, I have to zoom in really close. I see a lot of these on eBay and I just kind of scratch my head. Let's look at these last couple numbers here. That 2, the 3, and the 2. If you notice, those are not level, okay? It looks like the 3 and the 2 at the end are higher up than the 2 before it. So that means the 2 before it is either too low or the 3 and the 2 after it are too high. And that's what's called a gas pump error. It's a very insignificant thing that a lot of people try to make a big deal on whenever you see stuff like that. You're going to see people try to sell a note like this for a few dollars. And realistically, if you just take a ruler, you can go through any stack of singles and find something like that. So it's an error that people try to make a big deal out of, but it's not. So I wanted to just show you stuff like that, so you aren't taken by anything like that. Did find some trinaries, 0s, 1s, and 7s. This one's 3s, 4s, and 8s. 1s, 4s, and 7s on this particular. 0s, 2s, and 4s here. 0s, 4s, and 6s. And then I've got some quads. Quad 1s. Quad 2s. Nice crisp note. Quad 5s, also a nice crisp note. Quad 7s. Not in the greatest of shape. Another quad 7s here. It's a newer bill, but not in the best condition. Quad 7s on this one. Once again, here you can see that there's an overprint on the one. People will make a big deal about that. It's very common. If you look at all these 7s, you can clearly see that all those 7s are not lined up. Like I said, technically that's called a gas pump error, but it's not of any major significance. Let's see here. I do have an alternator. This one is 1 as every other number. 7, 1, 6, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. Almost a really cool ladder there, but almost doesn't count, so it's an alternator. And a birthday note. This one would be December 26th, 1992. And this one would be February 21st, the 21st of February, 1934 on this one here. Did find some stars. Most of those were from 2013. This one's got some miscellaneous stuff on it. I hope it's not a rare. Lower number star note here. That's got potential. And like I've told you guys before, I always check all my stars. I'll check them all at once when I get about 200 of them, just to save me the trouble. With a little luck, I'll find 3 or 4 out of those 200 that are actually worth something. Let's see, this one is pretty rough, so hopefully that'll be in the throwback pile and not be rare. Did find this is the oldest one. This was 2006 for a star note, so I always like to see the older star notes. And as far as older bills, not many. I mean, this one's from 1999 or 1995. It does have a letter, so it's not a Webby. This one's 93, also not a web note. Good shape though. And one from the 70s. I don't find bills from the 70s too often. This was a 74. being from the 70s, it's in fairly good shape. A little bit of a crease there, a little bit of dirt, but good shape overall. So those were my finds from the last 1,000 that I had searched. And I started talking about dimes, so I figured I should bring out some other dimes as far as my older stuff goes. So what I've got here, this is called fractional currency. This is a 10-cent dime, 10-cent paper fractional currency. During the Civil War, change was hard to find. People were holding on to all their precious metals, so the U.S. government would print fractional currency. It was just paper money, and people would use this for change. Take a look at the back of this one here. I'm just always impressed that they use the same kind of paper throughout history. The paper has the blue and the red fibers in there to prevent counterfeiting. These were made to be used for change, and then you could hoard them, and once you got over $5, you were able to cash them in for a $5 gold coin or $5 bill or whatever the case would be. But the whole point of these was to get these out into circulation because people were not using the silver dimes of the time. This one is one of the 5th issue ones. It says right here, Act of, what is this? 1874, series of 1874. So this was the 5th issue. I do have a 4th issue as well. This is one of the 4th issue 10-cent fractional currencies. This one isn't in the greatest of shape, but it's still a 10-cent fractional. And these are both about the same size, and when you compare them to the size of a regular bill, they are tiny, little tiny little bills. So the only other thing to do is to check to see what the big book says. And I got the book here. The book, of course, does list fractional currency. So if I take a peek, there is my 5th issue right there. 5th issue. Set that down. I can bring it back up. And the 4th issue right above it. There's the 5th issue and the 4th issue. So they're side by side. Now, they're not in the greatest of shape. I didn't pay a ton for them. There are a couple different designs. As far as the 5th issue goes, this one would be the bottom one, red seal with short, thick key. There's 2 different, as my book falls, there's 2 different seals. Mine has the bottom seal, so mine's the bottom one. VG8, you're talking 20. Works its way up to 25. Mine's probably in the $40 range. Gem Perfect, you're talking $225. As far as the 4th issue, and they all start out at $20 a piece. Mine is on the rougher end, so I can't even identify which one it is. I'm pretty sure it is one of the larger seals. I mean, if you look and see how big that seal is right there, how big the seal is here. So one of the large seal notes. But still, you're talking $20, $30. Mine's probably in the $20 range. Even Perfect, though, these notes, well, $500, $450, because these were circulated. These were used. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you're seeing, you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Please leave some comments about what you guys think about these Barbers that I've got. Like I said, I got 10 of them. According to the book, that's $40. According to the price of silver, it's not even $13. So, did I score big time on these, or is there just something off about the way coins are priced? Don't know, don't care. I bought these for silver, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll talk to you guys next week.